welcome back to Storytime. We're going to start a new season today, and I'm really very glad to see you all. You're not from Hazel Park or Madison Heights, so I really can't say the children from Madison Heights, can I? Tell you what, are your fingers awake? Can you wake your fingers up like this? How about your hands? Now, since we're all back together again, how about if we sing a back together song? Put your fingers up like this and help me sing, okay? Good morning, how are you? How are you? It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. Let's sing and be happy. Let's sing and be happy with a 1 and a 2 and a me and a you and a big hello and how are you? And now let's see if I can remember all the names. Krista and Sean and Terry, very good for me. And Kelly and Charity and Matthew and Renee, Michael and Joshua and Allison, oh dear, with a J, Julie and Wendy and me. Do you know who I am? Mrs. Sendek. And we're all back together again. All right, now everybody sing with me. Get your fingers up. Come on. Good morning, how are you? How are you? It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. Let's sing and be happy. Let's sing and be happy. Very good. You've all got such nice voices, and you can really sing nice and loud when you want to. Now, before I start my stories, there's something that I always give the children who come to story time. And it's magic, so you can't see it. And besides, I keep it in a magic pocket right here. And do you know what it is? Magic listening caps. Now I'm going to throw them out to you, and I want everybody to catch one. Got it? Put it on. Tie it under your chin real good and tight. And open your eyes, open your ears, and you all close your lids, because I'm going to tell you a story. Have you ever had a day that went so bad from the time you got up till you went to bed that you wondered why you ever bothered to get up in the first place? Like the toothpaste all squished out all over everything. And the toast was burnt, and you were late for school, and you couldn't find what you wanted to wear that day. Well,
I go to school.
Do you go to school? Very good.
I go to Sunday school.
That's a good school to go to. You do too, Krista. Very good. But now remember, we have our lips closed, because I want to read you a story about Sam's all wrong day. And it's by Gio Fujikawa. And let's see what happens to a little boy named Sam. I think he lives in this little place. And he looks like he's having a very wrong day, doesn't he? One summer morning, everything went wrong for Sam. First, he stepped on Shag's tail, getting out of bed. Shag is his dog, right? And then he squeezed the toothpaste too hard and got it all over his pajamas. And then he broke an egg on the kitchen floor. This must be an all wrong day, Sam said to Shag. Let's go find Jenny and Nicholas and my Sue and see what they're doing. Now, Sam's friends were all at Jenny's playhouse. Hi, Sam, Jenny said. Come with us to the meadow. we're going to pick some strawberries and have a picnic." "I don't know," Sam said. "This started out to be an all wrong day for me. Maybe something bad might happen." "Don't be silly," my Sue exclaimed. "Come on, let's go." Soon the friends were off to the meadow, carrying a picnic basket and tin pails for the berries. It was a beautiful sunny day, and on the way, Jenny found a four-leaf clover, and Nicholas swung on a low-hanging branch, and my Sue made friends with a scarecrow. Uh-oh. But Sam stubbed his toe on a rock, got bitten by 5 mosquitoes, and scraped his knee climbing a tree. Finally, my Sue shouted, "Look, loads of berries!" And the friends started picking right away. Do you like berries?
No.
Oh, I do. First, it was 1 berry in the pail and 3 berries in the mouth. Soon it was 1 berry in the pail and 5 berries in the mouth. And then Jenny said, "Listen, we better stop eating and start picking." So they all got down to work, and before long, all the pails were filled. Full. "I'm hungry and thirsty," said my Sue. "Me too," said Nicholas. "Let's eat." They sat under a shady tree right by a brook. Jenny poured the apple juice. Nicholas handed out the sandwiches, and my Sue gave them all paper napkins. But Sam spilled his juice, and he sat on his sandwich. It was an all wrong day for Sam. Poor Sam.
I never sit on my sandwich.
No, after lunch, Jenny said, "It's hot. Let's go wading." The water was cool, and they had fun splashing. And Shags found a fish to look at. The others discovered some stepping stones to walk on. But Sam fell in the brook and got wet from head to toe. Poor Sam.
You know what? I'm missing my juices.
Okay, you can tell me later, all right? "It's getting late," said Nicholas. "We better be going home." When they went back to their picnic spot, they heard a rustling and a munching. They peeked through the bushes, and what do you think they saw?
A bear.
Right. They saw a bear cub finishing up a whole pail of strawberries. "Hey," whispered my Sue, "that bear is eating our berries. Let's chase it away." "Be careful," warned Nicholas. "We have to do something," said Jenny. "He's starting on the second pail. He'll eat them all up." Just then, the cub knocked over an empty pail, and it rolled right to Sam's feet. Sam picked it up and grabbed a big stick from the ground. Then he burst through the bushes, yelling and banging on the pail. Well, that bear jumped up and ran off into the woods. "I guess that scared him," shouted Nicholas. "Oh, Sam," said Jenny, "what a smart thing to do." "And we still have 3 pails of strawberries left," Sue added. Sam didn't say anything, but he was grinning from ear to ear. On the way home, Sam found a blue jay's feather, and he spotted 4 butterflies, and he walked on a fence without falling. climbed a tree without skinning his knees. Now, one all wrong thing happened. And that night, there was enough strawberries and cream for everyone. What a perfect ending for an all right day. Now, do you know what this says in magic writing right here? It says, the end. And that's in magic writing. And it says the end because it's the end of the story. Did you like that story?
But you know what?
Now what?
I think they're going to make sandwich and the clothes will get dirty.
Oh, I imagine they will. Are you good at counting? Can you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? All right, there's other things that we can count too, okay? Are you ready? Get your 2 fingers up like this because they always help when we count. All right, now do what I do. Sort of like monkey see, monkey do, okay? 1 eye, 2 eyes. All right, 1 ear, 2 ears. 1 chin, 1 nose, 10 fingers, and 10 toes. You got 10 toes?
I got 10 toes.
You got 10 toes? Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Are you ready to do it one more time? Okay. 1 eye, 2 eyes. Is that my eye? No, it's not. I made a mistake, didn't I? We'll start again. 1 eye, 2 eyes. 1 ear. Ha ha, caught you. That's not your ear. This is your ear. 1 ear, 2 ears. 1 chin. Got Wendy. 1 chin. 1 nose. 10 fingers. Are those my toes? These are my fingers. 10 fingers and 10 toes. Do you suppose we can do this without making any mistakes? We'll give it a try. All right? 1 eye, 2 eyes, 1. No, you don't have 3 eyes. 1 ear, 2 ears, 1 chin, 1 nose, 10 fingers, and 10 toes. You're very good at counting. Can you count more than 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That makes 10 fingers, right? And 10 toes, but our toes are inside our shoes, aren't they? Are those listening caps still on? Are they still on there real good and tight? You have to need? No? All right. Do you like dragons?
Yeah.
This is a nice story. This is a story about a timid dragon. Do you know what a timid dragon is? You want to tell me, Alice?
It's a dragon that's kind of scared when you say boo, so it's scared when you move.
Instead of the other way around, instead of him saying boo to you and you running, huh? Well, let's find out what happens. Now, our lips closed real good and tight. And this is by Mercer Mayer, and he makes funny pictures. So let's see this story about Herbert, the timid dragon. And let's find out what, who's that? Right, that looks like a knight on a horse, doesn't it? He kind of looks like he's in shining armor, doesn't he? Let's find out what happens to this story. It's a once upon a time story. And once upon a time stories are really the good ones, aren't they? Herbert the dragon lived in a snug cave at the edge of the forest wild. And every night at bedtime, Herbert read a story from his favorite book, Knights in Armor. He loved the exciting tales of brave knights and princesses in distress. wish I were a brave knight in armor, thought Herbert. But Herbert wasn't brave. As a matter of fact, Herbert was rather timid. You might even say he was afraid of his own shadow. Now that's being pretty timid, isn't it? Nevertheless, Herbert decided one day to leave home and seek adventure as a knight. So he packed his bag and started out along the dusty road. Now he hadn't gone far when he came upon a broken down carriage and a princess in distress. It was just like the story in his favorite book. Oh boy, thought Herbert, this is the chance of my first knightly act. Herbert coughed politely. May I help? He asked. Now the men fixing the dragon didn't understand dragon language, and what they heard was a terrible dragon roar. And they all ran for their lives. 4 bowmen stepped out the woods. Now Herbert didn't know that they were the princess's royal guard. He thought they were kidnappers. He grabbed the princess to save her, and the bowmen began to shoot. Now dragons are too scaly to be hurt by arrows, but Herbert was scared. And whenever Herbert was scared, he ran. So Herbert ran and ran and ran. He ran straight home to his snug cave. Herbert slammed the front door and bolted it shut, and then he breathed a sigh of relief. As for the princess, she began to rant and rave. "Listen, you silly-looking dragon," she shouted. "When my father, the king, finds out you've carried me away, he's going to cut off your head." Oh my, thought Herbert, what have I done? He opened the door so the princess could leave. "Oh no," she said. "My mother told me never to go out alone after dark. I'm staying right here until my father comes to rescue me. You just wait. You're going to be sorry." Perhaps the music might cheer her up, thought Herbert, and he turned on the radio. But the princess shouted, "I hate dragon music," and broke his radio. Herbert prepared a great big bowl of soup for the princess. "Icky, sticky dragon soup! Ugh!" cried the princess, and she threw it in his face. Herbert tidied up the guest room and put clean sheets on the bed. But the princess shrieked, "Dusty, musty dragon bed! Yuck!" And she tore up the sheets. She's got quite a temper, doesn't she? Then she threw a temper tantrum. She smashed all of Herbert's fine dragon bone china. She tipped over his bookcase. She tromped on his toys. And she carried on all night. And Herbert got very little sleep. In the morning, there came a loud banging at the door. Poking his head out of the window, Herbert saw a brave knight in armor. "Come out and fight, you slimy dragon," shouted the knight, waving his battle axe. Herbert was frightened. And whenever Herbert was frightened, he got the hiccups. Herbert hiccuped and hiccuped and hiccuped. And billows of smoke poured from his nose. Needless to say, the brave knight in armor galloped away as fast as he could. Now that afternoon, the king and his whole army marched into Herbert's front yard. "I'm going to make mincemeat out of you, O foul and villainous dragon," shouted the king. "He can't be talking about me," thought Herbert. One look at the cannon and the battering ram, and Herbert was terrified. And when Herbert was terrified, he began to cough. And Herbert coughed and coughed and coughed, and streams of fire and smoke poured from his nose and his mouth. The great cannon melted, the battering ram caught fire, and the army panicked and ran away. "Now look what you've done, you terrible dragon," said the princess. "You've scared away my father's army." In a huff, she pushed Herbert aside and left, slamming the door behind her. Well, Herbert was broken-hearted. He had certainly made a mess of things. "I guess I'm not cut out to be a brave knight in armor," he thought. And for days, Herbert just slunk around his cave feeling very unpopular. "Herbert, have you heard the news?" his troll friend asked. Of course Herbert hadn't. His radio was still broken. "It's just awful," said the troll. "After you melted down the king's cannon and scattered his army, that evil Duke of Dingbat and his bandits kidnapped the princess and carried her away to Castle Grouch. And the king has no army to rescue her." Well, dragons usually have a treasure lying around, and Herbert just happened to have a wagon load of gold in his cellar at that very moment. "I will take my gold to the Castle Grouch and ransom the princess," he thought. "It's the least I can do." He set off for the Castle Grouch, pulling his wagon load of gold. Herbert knocked at the gate of Castle Grouch. "Hello," he called. "I'll trade you this wagon load of gold for the princess." But the Duke of Dingbat didn't understand dragon language. All he heard was a terrible dragon roar. "A dragon has attacked," he shouted. "Dump a ton of boulders on him. That'll fix his wagon." So the Duke's bandits pushed a ton of boulders off the castle wall right on top of Herbert. Of course, Herbert's dragon scales were so thick that he wasn't hurt a bit. But Herbert was horrified, and whenever Herbert was horrified, his nose tickled. And whenever his nose tickled, he sneezed. Can you sneeze? Achoo! Let's see what happens when Herbert sneezes. Herbert sneezed a great blast that blew a huge hole in the wall of Castle Grouch. You don't have to think very hard to know that the Duke and his bandits tried to slip out the back door. But the Duke had lost his key, so they were trapped. Herbert took the princess back to her father's castle. He made the Duke of Dingbat and his bandits pull the wagon load of gold all the way. Well, you've probably guessed that Herbert was very popular. The king made him first knight and grand dragon of the realm. And then the king gave a big party with music and dancing and presents for everyone, except the Duke of Dingbat. He had to work on the safety patrol. And Herbert was a knight in armor at last, but not a brave knight in armor, because he was still the same old timid Herbert. Of course, nobody knew that except the princess, and she never told anyone. However, she always made sure that no one ever scared, frightened, terrified, or horrified Herbert again. And there he is, fast asleep in his armor. And what does this say in magic writing? Remember? The hand. That's right, because that's the end of the story. He was a timid dragon, wasn't he? He tried so hard, but nobody understood dragon language, did they? I know what. You've been sitting so nicely. How about if you clap your hands? Very good. Okay. Now, can you say this after me? Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Clap your hands, just like me. Just like me. Okay? Now, touch your shoulders. Touch your shoulders. Touch them just like me. Now, tap your knees.
Tap your knees.
Tap your knees.
Tap your knees.
Tap them just like me. You're doing that so nicely. All right, now, shake your head. Shake your head. Shake it just like me. Now, clap your hands. Clap your hands. And now, let them quiet be. Can you put them down like this so they're quiet? Very good. I don't think we're going to have time to read a whole book, but I want to show you one about Toulouse, the chocolate mousse. Do you like chocolate? Oh, I love chocolate. And this is by Stuart Moskowitz, and he writes really funny stories. I don't think I've ever seen a chocolate mousse myself. Look at that, he's melting all over the place, isn't he? You know what? How about if I start the story? If we don't have time to finish it, you know what you'll have to do? You'll have to go to your library to get the book to finish it, won't you? Do you like to go to the library? Good, I'm glad, because that's a very good place to find all kinds of good books to read. It's a once upon a time story. Once upon a time, far off in the Canadian woods, there lived a mama and a papa moose whose favorite food was, what? Chocolate. They ate nothing but chocolate, chocolate, and more chocolate. Think you'd get a tummy ache with all that chocolate? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, one day, Mama and Papa Moose had a baby moose who they called Toulouse. But this was no ordinary, everyday baby moose. This was what?
Chocolate.
A chocolate mousse. Yes, Toulouse, the chocolate mousse. That's right. A baby moose was made of chocolate. From the tips of his hooves to the ends of his horns, he was